I'm Dixie. I'm a certified life coach, and I am very passionate about helping people find peace within themselves. I think that is key to having a beautiful life. So, something I'm really passionate about. I want to share with you a story that I wrote and give you a little bit of background behind it before I read it. For me, growing up and even in my, my adult years, there seemed to be this longing inside of me. I was searching for something, and I've wondered a lot, like where did that come from? And I'm not really sure, but I think a lot of people have that same longing. So that's why I chose to share this with you today. But I want to just kind of give you an idea. This treasure that I'm talking about, that longing that I just described, I believe that is a search, a deep, deep desire that we have inside of us to be accepted, to be connected with other people, to be loved, to have peace. I mean, even the desire to be happy, that comes from somewhere within us. Those desires to feel those feelings, they're just there. And I'm not sure, like I said, where they come from, but I know that as I look around the world, other people are experiencing the same thing. I think of all the gang members out there, right, that will join this gang and will do horrific things just to feel accepted, just to feel like they're part of something or connected to something. And I see it all over the place. I see that with drugs and alcohol, right? We'll drink the stuff that tastes awful, just to hang out with our friends and feel connected and close. And I know there's more reasons behind it than that, but drugs and different things like that. As I've talked to lots of different people, I find, that we compromise things about ourselves. We compromise maybe things that we really want because we hope that we're going to get these feelings or these desires. And so anyway, that's kind of what generated this story. And for me, what happened was the truth set me free. And so that's what I feel really passionate about, is sharing that truth with other people, the truth of who you're designed to be, the truth of where those things come from, all those different kinds of things. It's not a religious pitch, I promised you, but I just want to share this with you, and I hope that you'll be blessed by it. It's called The Keeper, with the subtitle of The Distracted Keeper of Your Soul. So I'm just going to read it to you. It says, there once was a keeper who fretted and toiled. She searched and she searched for treasure unspoiled, treasure that somehow would open the gate, treasure that somehow would change her fate. She had seen it in others and wanted to know how to obtain it for her too to show. Others who had it did not understand why she desperately held out her empty hand. If she could just come to own the jewel and crown, she felt she could turn her whole life around. She searched the world over and under each rock, asking on every door she would knock. The longing inside her grew so fierce, as if without it, life would be scarce. She envied those who had received theirs at birth, for they did not have this incredible thirst. Why had some received so much, while others were left with nothing but dust? It was there in the dust that she started to see, without this treasure, there will be no more me. In sadness she sat in the chaos of life, hoping and praying to see a great light, or someone to come in and rescue her from the emptiness, loneliness, despair, and gloom. There must be a way. There must be something she could do. There absolutely must be someone who knew. As the tears fell and life started to shatter, there was a whisper deep, deep inside her. This whisper was calling her back to the spot that she had been running from pretty much nonstop. A spot unknowingly created and designed, with nothing but her in mind. In all of her searching, she had not known that the treasure she longed for was right here at home. With attention, nurture, and care, this spot could soon provide her great cheer. She knew that she had a lot of work to do, but knew that it would be worth all of it too. As she picked up the rubbish and pulled out the weeds, she thought she saw something just under the trees. She went to the spot and found with delight a bench with her name painted in white. She finally sat down and started to ponder, for all that she saw was beautiful wonder. A garden unseen before now stood before her and seemed to say, I have waited and wanted and longed for this day. It was then that the truth she had not understood now became living and felt oh so good. She was the treasure she had searched for so long, her value hidden by lies gone wrong. Now she could see it and was filled with joy. She felt like a child with a shiny new toy. She felt like a child and started to twirl. Her search was now over. Life would be real. Each day she would come and sit in this place. She would breathe in the wonder, the mystery, the grace. She would take in the air filled with wisdom and truth, fresh and clean to give her a boost. She would drink of the stream, flowing pure love it seemed. She would lay in the grass and roll in the shade of the big tree of peace that had somehow been made. And that's when she really knew this place was put here intentionally for you. She could hardly believe she had missed it so long, but with all of the striving, fretting, and toil, she just couldn't see. Until exhausted, she sat under that tree. The gratitude welled up inside her and started to flow. Now she wanted everyone to know that they were created on purpose too, and not just for the things they would do. We're all so much better when we know and see the person that we were created to be. Burdens will always be part of this life, but rest is essential in order to know our value unmeasured, unknown, and untold. Our freedom, it comes not from the branches on which we rely, but from knowing that we were created to fly. So hopefully you're blessed by that. Just wanted to illustrate again, for me, looking for that everywhere. I looked for that from my parents. I looked for love and acceptance, and I looked for that in relationships, trying to find somebody who could love me enough to convince me I was worth loving. Looked for that in, even in my children, that maybe if they saw value in me, that would be where my value came from. Definitely looked for it in my work. I would look to bosses and peers. And what's amazing to me is I look back and I think of all the people who tried to convince me that I had value, tried to convince me that I was capable and strong and all those kind of things, and none of it worked. Because what I needed to discover was that I had the things I was looking for. There is a place inside of us that is a source for us of joy and peace and grace and all of those things that we long for so much. And I had to literally get everything else taken away before I could find that place. If I could have, I would have kept looking for it in other places. But, I see it as a gift now that I was able to get to a place where there was nowhere else to go. I had to find it inside of myself. And, now that I've discovered this and I've realized who I really was created to be, who you were created to be, I want to tell everyone, when you're looking for it outside of yourself, that's not where it is. And even if you find it, if you find somebody who loves you and makes you feel special, that's not the source that you need. Another person is not, designed to fill your needs. Those are inside of you. We all have love inside of us. We have peace inside of us. Those things live in us. We just get so distracted looking for it everywhere else that we forget to take care of it inside of ourselves. So anyway, hope you have an awesome day. Thank you.